Okay, so today's exercise will look further at creating methods for classes. In this case, I'm going to look at a method that takes as an argument something that is a reference type. So I've created a fraction class. A fraction has, so it's a new data type. It's not an integer. It's not a real number. We're dealing with a fraction here. And each fraction has a numerator and a denominator. So these are the two instance variables, or the two data items for a fraction. And I've just created one method that will convert a fraction to a string. And the way that it does that is I'm just concatenating together the numerator with a slash and the denominator. So I've created a test class as well that simply creates two fractions and then shows what they look like. So I can compile and run these. Or I can run the test anyways. And I see that I've created two fractions, a half and 2/3. So what I want to do is I want to add one method that will multiply two fractions. So I want to be able to do something with a fraction. So remember, when I'm creating a method, I'm defining something that we can do with that class. So one thing that I want to be able to do is I want to be able to multiply fractions. So I'm going to create multiply. And remember that this multiply, I'm basically asking to take the current instance of a fraction and multiply it with, and I'm going to want to multiply it with another fraction. So I need that other fraction. Okay, so I'm going to ask for that other fraction as an argument. Alright, so what I want to do is I'm going to multiply this, but what am I going to return from this? So when I multiply a fraction with another fraction, the result is a third one. So the third one is what I'm going to return. That is the return type. Okay, so here I've got something that is returning a reference and also taking one as an argument. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm creating a third fraction, the result. So fraction result is equal to a new fraction. And I want to set the numerator and the denominator of this. Well, if I'm creating a third fraction, which is the multiplication of the first one with the second one, or the current one that I'm dealing with and the other fraction, the numerator is the multiplication of the numerator of the two fractions. So the result dot numerator has to be my numerator times the numerator of the other fraction. So other dot numerator. Alright, so that gives me my numerator computed. And result dot denominator is equal to denominator times other dot denominator. Okay, so I'm taking my denominator, multiplying it with the other denominator, multiplying it with the other one. So now I've created my fraction, which is the result of the multiplication of the two, and that is what I want to return. Yeah, so I've created a brand new fraction. Okay, so I've added the multiply, so let's actually call it. So I'm going to create fraction, or I'm going to have a third fraction, which is equal to a third one. I'm going to take f1, and I'm going to apply it to that one, and I'm going to say f1, multiply yourself with this fraction f2. And I just want to print the result. F3. And let's test this. Okay, so I changed two classes here, so I want to compile them both. So I'm just saying compile all Java files in the current directory. And then I can run the test. And notice that the result should be 2/6, not 2/3. The mistake I made is I had to print f3.toString, not f2. And I have 2/6. Notice that I didn't simplify the fraction. Really, there should be a little bit more code here to simplify the numerator and the denominator. But I'll leave this for now. as an example of creating something that takes something else of the same type in, does some computation with it, and in this case returns another something of that same type. So here I'm dealing with 3 instances of this fraction. The current one, which is my numerator and denominator, which I can access directly. A second one that is passed in as an argument, and then a third one that I create brand new and return as the result.